Hello, dear students. I am Sampada Sawant, Assistant Professor of Philosophy. In this video, we are going to start with Unit 1 of the paper Indian Philosophy, Paper 3. The unit is called Introduction to Indian Philosophy. Under this unit, we are going to start with the first topic, Vedic Cosmology. Before we understand what is Vedic cosmology, we have to understand what are these Vedas. The Vedas, as we all have heard before, are the oldest authority on Indian philosophy. Most of the philosophical systems in India can be traced to the Vedas. The Vedic seers, that is, the sages, the saints, expressed their divine experience in the Vedic hymns. The word Veda is derived from the word Vid, which means knowledge. Each Veda comprises of three parts: Mantra, Brahmana, and Upanishads. The collection of the mantras or the hymns is called Samhita. The Brahmanas are about the karma kanda, that is what actions have to be performed, the religious duties to be performed by a person. The Upanishads and the Aranyakas are the concluding portion of the Vedas. They are the end part of the Vedas. They mainly contain the philosophical thought. There are four Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. From these four, some consider Rig Veda to be the chief Veda, the first Veda. It is nothing but a collection of songs. The Samaveda is a collection of hymns, the mantras, arranged for being sung at sacrifices. So, in sacrifices, we all know certain mantras are said, and it is from the Samaveda. The Yajurveda, which was made to meet the demands of ceremonial religion. So, certain ceremonies that we performed in every religion. And lastly, Atharva Veda, it is considered as a historical collection of independent content. What kind of independent content? It has content related to marriage rituals, to rituals like Upanayana or death rituals. All these rituals or hymns needed for the performance of marriages or funerals is a part of Atharva Veda. Now we shall study what is Vedic cosmology. Cosmology is nothing but the study of the origin of the universe, the origin of the cosmos. Okay. The Vedas contain different views about the origin of the universe. The origin of the universe is traced to Agni of fire. So it is said that from fire the entire universe came up to be. After that, earth, heaven, day, night, water, and medicines come into existence. So it's just a theory that from fire the universe came out, and from then the later things, the earth, heaven, and so on and so forth, emerged. Several gods like Varuna, Indra, Agni, Vishwakarma are looked upon as the authors of the universe. Just like how the carpenter builds the house out of wood, like that, gods created the world. And here the Brahman is the tree. Brahman is the Paramatma, the supreme soul that we talk about. Brahman is the tree and the wood out of which heaven and earth are made. So, how does the God create the universe? So, there are two ideas: one with pre existent matter, and second without pre existent matter. Pre existence, existing before. So, it is believed that God came later. Before God, there was some matter, okay, some raw material. God used that raw material to make the universe. That is one theory. And the other theory is there was no raw material at all. God created the world from Himself only. So He is the matter itself. So God is not just the matter of the universe, but He's also the maker of the universe. Okay. With the first theory, with pre-existent matter, here the matter is different and the maker is the God. But in the next theory, without pre-existent matter, God is the maker as well as the material of the world. He made the world from himself. Now, does the God create the world out of pre-existent matter or without pre-existent matter, like we said? And in Vedas, we find both these explanations. In Rig Veda, we have an account of the creation of the world by omnipotent God, very strong God, out of pre existent matter. There is also a mention that God Himself created the world, matter, out of His own will. So He wanted to create the universe out of His own will, out of His own wish. He wanted to create the universe, and so He created the universe. So these are certain theories given below. The first theory comes from Nasadiya Haim of Veda. This is a particular name of the Haim, Nasadiya Haim. According to it, it is said the reality is present right from the beginning. So, who is this reality? Our capital reality. This reality is nothing but the Paramatma, the God, the Supreme Self, the Brahman that we are talking about. Okay, not Brahman, but Brahman. Brahman is the ultimate reality. This Brahman was already present right from the beginning. So he is timeless. Okay, he did not emerge in the world from the time when universe came out to be. He was already there in the world. That is what this hymn is trying to tell you. This collection of words is trying to tell you. The next theory comes from the Purusha hymn of the Yajurveda. In Yajurveda, there is a hymn of Purusha, the Purusha hymn. According to it, it is said that the Brahman was already there. Okay, this Brahman or this supreme reality becomes the active Purusha. Purusha does not mean man. Here we are not talking about gender, Purusha. Here, Purusha means the soul, the self, the active self. Okay, this energetic self that we all have in each one of us. There is a Purusha in each one of us. It does not mean there is a man in each one of us, but there is a soul, a part of this supreme self which is in each one of us. So God did not do anything on his own, but he converted himself into this Purusha. And Purusha is all this world, what has been and shall be. So it is the soul. Brahman converted himself into the active soul, and it is this active soul which is nothing but the universe we live in. And the third theory which we studied in FY is the that of Rita. Rita is what? Rita is nothing but the course of things. So according to this third theory, there is no God or there is no Brahman, there is no supreme reality, there is no Purusha, but there is certain order of this universe. Okay? It is a principle of the order in the universe. Principle. It is the law which pervades the whole world, which all gods and men must follow. So there is no God or reality which is above this law. They are just protectors of this law. This law of the universe that the universe has made by its own will. This active universe has emerged out of nothing. There is a law that follows it. There is a pattern of this living. The way the planets revolve, the way the trees grow, the way human beings breathe. There is a pattern in this. There is a systematic order observed everywhere. Varuna, the god Varuna, is considered as the supreme moral authority. So Varuna becomes the guardian of this law. Just because Varuna is the guardian, the protector of this law, does not mean he is above the law. He is also a part of the law. What does it mean? So let's say if Varuna is made as the authority of the law, he can punish those who do wrong in the world, who bring chaos in the world. Okay, so let's say if you try to bring chaos in the nature, in the environment, in the future someday he will be punished, and we have lots of examples on this. When you do bad to the nature has a way of responding. So that is called the punishment that the Rita gives us. Okay. Now if Varuna commits a mistake, let's say if this god Varuna, who is the protector of Rita, commits a mistake, he too will be punishable. So he is not above the law, he is just a protector of the law, he is just a police of that law. Okay. He keeps an eye on the activities of human beings. This rhythm or this pattern of things, the course of things, the way things flow in the universe, it operates at two levels. One, at cosmic level, that is at universal level, the level of the universe. Okay. Here, what it does is it forms a pattern for the planets to revolve. Okay. The way the universe works, the way the planets revolve around each other, the way the planets rotate around each other. That pattern is also because of Ruta. And the second level at which Ruta operates is that of the worldly level. So one is the non-human level and one is the human level. At the human level, Rita is present in the society in the form of moral order. So let's say if you do not do something that is of benefit to the society, if you bring chaos in the society, if you do commit sins in the society, you will be punished. And that is the law of the nature. That is the law of the universe. You do bad to others, bad will happen to you. The principle of karma that we follow, the theory of karma that we all know, that if you do bad, then bad will happen to you. That is Rita. Okay, so it operates at two levels. One is the world outside people and the world which makes people. Okay, so these are the three theories according to which Vedas believe that the universe came out to be, and these are only theories. Thank you.